Hello, everyone. I hope that you are doing well and your families are doing well. I know I've been gone for quite a while off of YouTube, but life gets busy and you got to do what you got to do. I appreciate you clicking on the video and I hope that you all are blessed. So I'm just going to get right into it as to what is going on in my garden so far for spring. Now, this is the section, if you've been watching my channel, this is the little area that I kind of made up when I received some free furniture, free outdoor furniture, being this table. I have the glass on the patio so it will not get damaged, and then these two flowered leaf chairs here. So those were the items that I received, and I had these two chairs here, and I just added them for a little contrast. And I have to paint them over, touch up paint. As you can see, it's been wear and tear with the weather, but they've held up pretty good for the most part, if you can tell. So right now I'm just showing you what I have done so far in this little sanctuary that I have made for myself. I have mentioned that a tree fell on maybe about 6 months ago. It fell right in the middle here. Well, that tree has since been cut down. The tree was here. It was here, and so we got that cut down. Excuse the leaves, this is a work in progress. And we have the wood here that we're going to sell. We're going to chop and sell. So that tree is gone. I don't have to worry about that dilemma anymore. And now I have free range to set up this space the way I want to. So just to go over a few things, these are clearance plant from Lowe's last year. This is a hortensia hydrangea, and I have it in this big white container. I just wanted to capture each side of this chair. Now, this is not the seating that will be in here. This is just something that I use throughout the fall and winter to protect the cushion that is under there. Of course, this fire pit does not belong here, so excuse that. As you can see, pollen all over everywhere. So next, this is where I have outlined this border, and I am, as you can see, I have some wood here where I'm trying to determine if I want to completely fill with dirt or soil where I can plant like under here different plants, or if I just want to use the rubber mulch that I have here that I have to replenish. So I'm not sure yet, but I did create this little circular container with some leftover bricks that I had, and a lot of things that I use, I already had them around my home, so I love to recycle. So this is a canna that I moved from another part of the garden. This is going to grow up really big and pretty, and then I plan to plant some flowers around there, really pretty vibrant flowers. The violas are a thing for me this year. I have been seeing them on many videos, and I'm really in love with them. So also I want you to know that with those with the tree stumps here, I also use them as risers for containers, and I'll show you as I get down the path here. This is a limelight hydrangea that was actually planted in the ground, and it's also clearance, but it did not do well in the ground, so I put it in this container, this huge container, and I plan to underplant it. I'm going to add some more soil, and I'm going to underplant it with some very pretty flowers, maybe petunias or something like that. This is a euonymus that I tried to trim it yesterday, but I don't want to mess it up. It's just growing wider. I kind of almost want it to come into this sphere. Now, this sphere I did get from a flea market last summer. and I put a container in there. It's a full circle, but this container is so flexible that I was able to squeeze it in there and add this petunia. Now I cannot remember the name of the petunias, but there are super petunias. This also came off of the clearance at Lowe's, and at that time I could not tell what color it was because it just said mixed berries or something like that, so I couldn't tell what color it was until it bloomed. And I'm trying to do in this area purples, lilacs, and things like that, so it may look a little red on camera, but it's actually like a burgundy, a deep burgundy. Then I have a rose bush here. This is a only thing I think that will be different in color is this rose bush that I got from clearance at Walmart last summer, at the end of summer, and it blooms pink and it is beautiful. Here is another item that I did get free from that store that was going out of business, and I plan to paint this, and I'm not sure if I want to paint it white or I'm not sure. So I do have a plant petunia here also, the same color, and it is from clearance as well. These are some more of the violas that I just planted throughout this tropical plant here. Now if I remember the name, if you know me, I'm not good with names. I can't remember them all, but if I remember, I will definitely put it on the screen. Here is a little bicycle that I had in another part of my garden, and I put some candy tuft that was in the ground. I snatched it up and put it in this pot, and it will eventually spread throughout the summer. So a lot of things I kind of moved from parts of my garden, trying to save money basically. Here is the matching container or matching that matches this one on that side, and it also has a canna that I moved from a part of my garden as well. And here are my little decor here. There is a bird cage here, a bird house, and then I have some more items here. Now I did get this chair from a flea market as well, the birdhouse. I think I got that from Goodwill, and all I did was brought them home and painted them. So as you can see, I like a little color in the garden. I just painted this with some spray paint, and the chair as well. This is the remaining of the tree stumps that I am using as risers. The garden is not perfect yet, but it will be just gorgeous after everything is done, and I'm excited about that. This water fountain is not up and running yet. I moved it from a different part of my garden, but we'll have that up and running. And here cannas and different flowers in here. Here is also a pot here, a container that I moved, and it has different items in it as well. So going down, I moved this boxwood from the front of my house because I didn't want to buy another one. And these are actually clearance as well. I moved the creeping Jenny from a part of my garden as well. And then this canna, my vision is that this canna is going to grow up around this the fountain, and it's just going to be beautiful. These sedums came from clearance as well. This one flanks this side, and one is on this side as well. So my vision was to have this fountain just, you know, surrounded by plants. So I hope it turns out well. And then this is what it looks like from this end My garden looks a hot mess right now, but it will be beautiful and I cannot wait. So they just added some decor of snail here I painted. As you can see, my decor is yellow and black, so I thought purple would be a good start with the color contrast. So I have a yellow snail here, and then I have a lilac or purple one here, and then the lilac chair. I have a pillow to go to it as well, and then the yellow birdhouse. So that's my vision of thinking how I want to do this garden. Now this is crazy. I found this chip and dip container at Ross. I think it was like $6 or something, and I'm sure I got it on a day when I had a discount. But I actually made that out of a bath for the birds. So actually I could put food in here and put the water here, but it would be messy, so I just put water in here. Don't mind it now because again the pollen is everywhere, and of course they can take a dip. This is what I call my shade garden, and I've got a hosta in this little hanging basket. I'm going to try that this year. I can put them in containers, or either I would put them in the ground, but I moved this one and the other one on the end from the ground, and I believe they will do just well. And that's the thing about gardening. You can move items from different parts of your garden and, not spend a lot of money. I think I found that ant. Let me see. These ants. Maybe not. Okay. So here down the line, I have some clearance plants in here. Impatiens. These are hostas. These are bearded irises, vinca vines, what are they called? Not Viola, but the one that's close to Viola. I cannot think of the name right now. And some begonias here. And so and it's pretty much the same thing down each one of these. It's the one on the other side as well. There is a coral bell that's doing really well. I moved 2 coral bells out of here and put them in my side garden. So that's what I've been doing, moving plants from different areas, and hopefully this will fill out and look really, really nice for this summer. Now I added this potato cage, and I just turned it upside down so I can have some greenery binding around. Now I will be planting some beans on the side. I don't know if I will get the harvest that I think I'm supposed to get, because it doesn't get really, really sunny over here. But I do have an ivy vine that I pulled from another part of an ivy vine that I have, and I planted that, and then even within the next year or so it'll wrap around this cage. I have another one on the other side that did very well. So that's what that is. This is a boxwood that I bought. I actually bought this one, which gave me the idea to use the other one over in my sanctuary over there to put this one here. So this is a huge container that's sitting in the middle of these 2 side areas here. So I planted begonias around, the white begonias, and I can't wait to see those fill out. So this is the exact same thing that's on the other side. Please excuse the garden. I'm tearing down this greenhouse because it is just, oh, you can see it from there. So we're still doing a little bit of cleaning. Here is another cage that I also put the ivy vine in. Now this is my favorite part. I actually just planted this on Friday. So you'll see a lot of violas in my garden because they're inexpensive and then they last throughout the summer. So I just kind of switched off the darker color, then light, then dark, then light, and hopefully these will fill out. And then I have a light colored in dianthus. Here I added my angel from my other side garden here, and then those hostas will grow up. If it gets too tall, I'm going to add some more bricks to uplift the angel. And then there is another dianthus here. So I love this section here. So speaking of clearance plants, here are some clearance plants. I love Impatiens because they're very inexpensive. Even if they're not on clearance, you can see the different ones that I have here. Here are the pink, coral, red, and white. These were originally $14, and then you can see the marking there, half off. And so I'm going to plant these throughout my side garden. I pretty much have the areas that I've shown you done, but these are the other areas. I will add these to them as well. So this is my little sitting section here that I cannot wait to get back in order. It is a mess. These are clearance plants as well from Walmart, azaleas, and I didn't think this was coming back because it was so, oh my goodness, I could not see one stitch of green on here. They were all like this color, and I know that they fade, but the plant just looked like it was going to die. And then on this side I have done some little design in this little area here. I'm working on on my little pathway here. I'm going to add some more rocks on this side, so bear with me, I am still working. So this is what the other one looks like, and as you can see, these leaves just came up in the last couple of days, so it mainly looked like this. So I hope this comes back. I did add some compost to it, so hopefully it will perk back up for me. And it's getting ready to rain, so maybe that'll help. In this container, there is a limelight hydrangea, and then this is the little section that I just love to sit in the evening time. So it's just full of pollen and it's just a mess. But this is a sedum that I've had for years on years on years. And this one was actually planted in the ground. But it did not do well where I had it planted. So I moved it here and it's been thriving ever since. And I just added this pansy here. I didn't have anywhere to put it. It was two left, so I put them there. So that's what it was. It's a pansy on the other side I couldn't think of. On this side, there is the other hydrangea. Those pumpkins don't belong in there, but as I mentioned, I'm kind of cleaning as I go. Now this is my middle container in the middle of the yard. I moved this boxwood from the front of my home as well, and I added a lighter lilac pansy, viola, and a darker one, and then here is a lighter one, and then I'm going to add some more color to this, some creeping Jenny as well. So this is really going to be pretty. I don't know what other plants that I will add to this, but I will try to pack it in. We're still working on this part here. We've had some dirt brought in so we can kind of level off this part. So I don't know if we're going to pave it or whether we will put rocks down. But this is what it looks like so far, and then there's the garden back over that way. This is it's supposed to be a I have clearance plants here, when I bring them from the store and I don't want them to sit too long, I usually put them in this area. And I'm hoping that it could become a cut flower garden where I can pull flowers out and put them in vases. So these three here are roses. So don't worry about what it looks like now, because it's going to be gorgeous. I'm going to mulch it in once everything gets leveled off. I've started working on my paving here with a walking path here. It's just I'm working, I'm busy. And so here these greens have gone to seed. This is my little vegetable garden that's on this side of the cut flower garden. So we'll have a lot of pollinators. I'm going to leave these up for a minute because I do see that the bees are enjoying it, and so I'm not going to interrupt that. But this is what I'm working on, y'all. This pave here, I know it's not perfect, but it's a little project. And then I'll probably plant some peppers here where you see those 3 cages here. And I have a grapevine. I may have to find somewhere else for that. But this is my homemade cage here and vine rack for a muscadine that I found on clearance at Lowe's as well last year. So that's what that's looking like. And I plan to either add the rubber mulch on the sides here, the rubber mulch here on each side, or I may do the rocks. I'm not sure, but that is what it looks like so far. Now here is the side of my garden where I had my greens planted. They did a wonderful job. As you can see, they're all have come to seed now, and we enjoyed every moment of them. I'm going to pick these greens. It's getting ready to rain now. I hope they're not bitter because they're not as big, but I don't want them to go to waste. So I will be collecting those, and then I'll leave maybe 1 or 2, maybe not, because I have some on the other side that I can use for seeds, but I also have leftover collard green seeds as well. I also have some in this container here. So I've already pulled one up, and I've pulled the cabbage up, and I had some kohlrabi in there. Actually, this is one. This is still a kohlrabi that's going to seed. So I'm going to leave that one in there. I never got a chance to see what it actually tastes like, but I will save the seeds so I can plant them again. I bought them as starts last fall, so I'm going to try to give a hand at growing them myself. Okay, so here is an example of what I'm trying to do with the ivy vines that I actually cut off from here and put where those tomato cages are. And this is what that looks like. It took about 2 years to actually establish. And as you can see, this lighter green is the new growth. So I'm going to go in and we'll be trimming that up as well. So I'm doing this pave pathway, not paved, but I'm laying down some bricks, and then, as I mentioned before, I'm going to complete this area right here with rocks. And I'm not sure if I'm going to carry the rocks all the way up, but this actually leads from this area. It leads from this area into what I call my sanctuary. So that's how that looks, and it leads into that area right there. So we'll see how that turns out. I have trimmed down my 2 hydrangeas, one on each side. Here is one, and here is the other. So I can't wait to see what those look like. I know they're going to be beautiful. This is the first time I actually trimmed them down so detailed, but I know they'll look nice. And lastly, here is the side garden, which I'm working on currently. I've spent most of my time over in my sanctuary and my project with my pathways. So I'm really needing to dedicate some time to this side. Now my poinsettias, they look gorgeous. They are just beautiful. The only thing I don't like is that they don't bloom at the same time. Now this one is white. And it's got some buds on it, so it's getting ready to bloom. And then this one is pink like the other. So yes, this looks a hot mess, but when it gets completed, it will look gorgeous. So I can't wait for that to happen. So I'm still working. It's a work in process, and I'm excited. I'm definitely getting some exercise, and I will try to come back and give you some updates. I appreciate you watching, and I hope you have a blessed week, and may the good Lord bless you all real good. Take care.